days, it wasn't really difficult, but now I'm feeling hungry. The reason for that is because oppression right now is very vicious and very strong, and we had to do an equally strong struggle, an equally strong action, and this is the struggle that I can think of that's equally strong. So in order to fight this, oppose this oppression, we have to struggle this much. I have already considered all the consequences, and it's not really about. I've accepted everything. We get a lot of solidarity messages from members and non-members as well. We get a lot of solidarity support from Korean movement and unions. We also get a lot of support from our international solidarity groups. So our demands remain the same. The four demands, the four goals that MTU has, like stopping the crackdown, legalizing the undocumented workers, changing the EPS system to the working permit system, and then recognizing MTU as a legal union. Among those four, I think the more achievable thing is legalization of MTU. Have deported a lot of the undocumented workers. So before, in 2005, the undocumented workers outnumbered the documented workers. Now it's the other way around. So it's more of the undocumented workers are the minority right now, and the documented workers are the majority. And besides, most of these documented workers are new in Korea, and they don't know about the movement. They don't know where to go to in order to address their problems. They don't know who to contact. Because of that ignorance, it also ties them to the system. Because they don't know how they can address their situation. So the reason why we're doing this is to be able to show them that there is a group that helps migrant workers. Our primary objective would be to educate the migrant workers first. It would take time because of the differences in language. So this government is actually banking on the differences. Like, people are separated by language, by nationality, by religion. And in this separation, it's very hard to unify them. But in MTU, I think we're concentrating on overcoming these barriers, overcoming these differences. And through education, I think we will be able to unite these workers, because there is one thing common, and the one thing common is oppression. I think if we focus on this, like educate them about their labor rights, educate them about their human rights, and educate them about the policies in Korea and the negative effects that it enforces on the migrant workers, I think we will be able to unify them. Actually, we have regular campaigns. We go to the regions and then distribute flyers or education materials. We also do some counseling on those campaigns. Like, for example, in Hewado, we do once in a month campaign where we give counseling. Also, in those counseling, there is an education. It becomes an education program. So what MTU does is like impromptu education. Like, for example, we meet people. They have, like, we strike up a conversation. We ask about their workplace. If there are problems, we do the counseling right then and there. And then we also, they don't even have to go to us. We can come to them, as long as they form 2-3 people in one group, and then they want to have some counseling. We go to their region. We go there and we visit them. So what I want them to know is we're always willing to be there for them if they need it. If they have no time, like, for example, if they don't have time to go to Seoul, we can go to wherever they are. But we're not about left. We're not concentrated about our politics are different for everyone who are members of MTU. Like, for example, in the Nepal community, there are several ideologies and politics among them. But we are overcoming this. Like what I'm saying a while ago, we overcome the differences. Like, in politics, we are not conservative. that's true. We're not conservative, but not all of us are leftists. Besides, I don't even have an ideology. I don't even have a politics, because I don't believe that one ideology is better than the other. Because I feel that it depends on the leader. It depends on who is in power. If the one in power is corrupt, or if the one in power is what do you call this? Have no sense of other people's needs, I don't think, even if he is a communist, even if he is socialist, even if he's democratic, whatever, it doesn't really make any difference. So what MTU is doing is like, we are for human rights, we are for labor rights, we are only standing up for the dignity of the human being. We're planning to end this sit-in struggle on August 31. Still push for several days or months or weeks or maybe even a year. It doesn't really matter, as long as the members would like to, whatever the members want, we will do what they want. We will do it. Only a few days ago, there were 25 people arrested. There's also 40 people arrested. So I think it's very hard. And it's not just about the arrest or deportation of the undocumented migrants. It's the police who are doing this. And it's not their duty to actually arrest undocumented migrant workers, because undocumented migrant workers are not criminals. Secondly, this government has been propagandizing against the migrant workers. They're criminalizing the migrants. Like, for every misdemeanor or for everything that's they trump up or make up charges. Like, they make up cases against the migrant workers just to be able to stigmatize them within the society. Like, for example, a friend of mine found a phone with she took it with the intention of giving it back to the owner. After giving it back to the owner, the next day she was called by the police, and they were investigated on. After the duration of the investigation, they were made to sign a paper saying, "I will not do it again." So in that sense, they recorded that they are thieves, that they have malicious intentions of taking the phone, but they're actually doing a good deed, and that's the repayment that they get. They are being criminalized. My friend was a documented worker. They have deported several EPS workers in this propaganda, with this negative propaganda. This struggle is really very hard if there is only a few people doing this. So I'm calling on all the migrant workers to be able to unite, because all of us, I'm sure that all of us are suffering from our companies. I'm sure that all of us are in danger of losing our visa. I'm sure that all of us are in danger of being cracked down on, or being arrested by the police and being given criminal charges. We are all vulnerable, and if we need to change these things, we have to stand together. We have to help each other. A few people fighting will be a very long and difficult road to achievement. If there were many of us, it would be more easier, it would be more faster. And it's not just unique in Korea. These problems of the migrant workers are all over the world, like in all the countries that import migrant workers, in all the countries that have migrant workers. This is the same problem. It's not just us, it's not just our problem as well. It's also the Korean workers' problem, because they are also experiencing oppression as well. I think workers, being workers, people who are suffering under the same oppression, I think all of these people should unite. And you have one common enemy, and that's the oppression of the working class. The working class is supposed to be the majority, and the working class, if they are the majority, they should hold the power. It's up to us to change things.